This past Survivor Series War Games didn't have a big return or some big cliffhanger to leave off the show with like last year with CM Punk coming back. We didn't get The Rock at the very end. We didn't get any big returns like that, but what we did get was something very interesting that CM Punk told Paul Heyman. CM Punk told Paul Heyman that when he needs the favor, he will let him know. To which Paul Heyman responded with, "You'll have it." So that leaves one big burning question. What's the favor? Because let's not kid ourselves, it's CM Punk. So the list could go on, and the theories could go absolutely wild with what this favor could be. Could it quite possibly just be a CM Punk solo mission? Could it be something where we see him and Paul Heyman team up full time again? Or could it be a chapter in the Bloodline storyline? So that's basically what we're going to talk about in today's video is what the favor could be for CM Punk. Starting off with one that maybe doesn't necessarily make the most sense, but it would make for an entertaining storyline at the very least, and that is a match with Roman Reigns. I'm only saying that it doesn't really make sense for a couple reasons. One being, it would be different if Roman still had the Universal Championship. He does not anymore. And obviously, if CM Punk was going to ask Roman Reigns for a match, it would have to be for the title. Reason number two being that they just teamed up for Survivor Series War Games, and albeit that it wasn't on the greatest of terms throughout the course of the match, but towards the very end, we saw the handshake and the respect between the two legends of the business. And again, I say it's the least likely, but let's not kid ourselves. WWE fans would eat it alive if those two got into a match, or possibly, I don't know, on the rare chance that they become a tag team, regardless of if it's a match with Roman Reigns or him teaming up with Roman Reigns again. We need to see more between these two because what we got at War Games felt like the tip of the iceberg between those two. All the meme quality stuff that we got from those two in the cages, from Roman Reigns stopping him from going out to CM Punk just walking right past Roman Reigns and entering the match himself. There were so many good moments between the two before the match even really started. So imagine what a prolonged story would look like between the two. Now, you have the option to have this be part of the Bloodline storyline or not, but regardless, I want to see more between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And I don't think I'm the only person who wants to see more. I think a lot of other people would really enjoy to see more. So again, least likely, but people would love it, and you still could make a compelling story out of it, regardless of if you have them against each other or with each other. The next thing that I have is something involving CM Punk's feud with Seth Rollins. Because again, we're still patiently waiting for that feud to officially start and get underway, but we know we're going to get it at some point, so maybe it's CM Punk wanting help from possibly Roman Reigns, the one guy who knows how to push Seth Rollins' buttons and piss him off like nothing else. Or maybe simply it's just Paul Heyman lending a hand in his feud against Seth Rollins. Now, that does beg the question, would their feud need it? And the answer to that is absolutely not. I think that the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud could quite possibly be better than CM Punk's feud with Drew McIntyre, and that was the best feud of 2024, hands down. Roman Reigns is the one guy who knows how to get Seth Rollins off of his game, knows how to push his buttons, and knows just how to piss him off the best. And in turn, seeing Seth Rollins partnering up with Roman Reigns would piss him off even more, and I'm sure he's already pissed off because he teamed with him for War Games. And I will say that this is something that, if it does happen, will have to take some time because we obviously have to still get through the Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed feud. But when that feud is done, oh boy, we have a mega feud on our hands with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and possibly the favor being some help from Paul Heyman or Roman Reigns himself. Last but certainly not least, we have a match with The Rock. To me, this one makes sense. This one has the history to back it up. There's already a built-in bitter feud already there, so why not circle back to it and have The Rock take on CM Punk? Punk wanting revenge for taking the WrestleMania 28 main event from his hands against John Cena, and maybe, just maybe, giving us a possible maybe night 1 or night 2 main event at WrestleMania 41. Not only would we have The Rock come back for yet another WrestleMania main event, but CM Punk would get his WrestleMania main event, even though that CM Punk does say that he already has main evented a WrestleMania before. The lore amongst wrestling fans is that The Rock took the WrestleMania spot from CM Punk, so that is your story to build off of right there. And who is the one guy who could possibly get a hold of The Rock at this point? Paul Heyman. Let's not forget, Paul Heyman did have a separate phone just for The Rock. And before you say, well, that one got destroyed, nope. The phone that was specifically used for Roman Reigns was the one that got destroyed, not the one for The Rock. So, he has a connection to him. Why not? I think that's the $1 million reason why not. People would love to see these two in the ring again, cutting promos against each other. Two of the best of all time on the microphone, and two iconic figures at this point in WWE and pro wrestling as a whole. And again, to me, I think this one just simply makes the most sense. I do think that he could ask for help against Seth Rollins, but I just think that him versus The Rock makes the most sense. Paul Heyman already has a connection with The Rock. It's easy, readily available. He's got it. So maybe, just maybe, this is all leading towards CM Punk versus The Rock. So this is always the point of the video where I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think CM Punk's favor could be? Do you think it's any of the three that I mentioned, or do you think it's something completely different and separate from the bloodline? Again, with no big return or no big cliffhanger to really go off of after Survivor Series War Games, this was the next best thing, and I still do think that it's a good thing to have because it does have people talking about what this favor could be, because again, it's CM Punk. It could be a million different favors that he could be asking for. So let me know all that stuff down below in the comments. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That link will take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel, and I do suggest going and checking out the X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. I do updates for Monday Night Raw, sometimes Friday Night SmackDown, and sometimes the PLEs. I only say sometimes because this point of the year, Fridays and Saturdays just get really busy for me, but I am always active on Monday Night Raw, and above all else, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling. Because wrestling on its own is great and fun, but it's even better when you have people to actually talk to and enjoy it with. So if that applies to you, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown when I'm available, join in on the conversation, and maybe it's for you at the end of the day. One more thing, I do want to apologize for there not being a Survivor Series War Games recap video. I had it done, edited, all that jazz, and then my computer just would not save it, and then out of nowhere, it completely deleted it. So I just did not have it in me to re-record all of that work, and maybe it was kind of a blessing in disguise because the audio quality was not the best in it, so maybe it was a blessing in disguise after all. I don't really know what happened, but I do just want to apologize for that. But now that that is out of the way, that is the end of this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, because both are free and both really help out the channel a lot. As always, stay tuned for more content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.